Hi guys, it's Kylan from the Facebook page, Silhouette Cameo Basics and Tutorials. Today I want to talk a little bit about how to fix broken font. But before we get into that, two things I need you guys to know. I am using the Business Edition version 4.1. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. Even if you're only using the Basic Edition, you can still follow along because I'm not using any magical tools. You have the same thing available to you that I am going to be using. Second of all, this is a process that I use. I don't know if it's right and I don't know if it's wrong. I just know that it works for me, so I wanted to share it. So let's get into it. What is a broken font? This is a broken font. No matter what you do, if you try and weld it, release compound path, make it a path, anything, you cannot get this white area to fill in. Now, this is a capital O, and you can also find it in lower cases as well. T. So we're going to be working with the O and the T. First thing that I like to do is to put the text into a light color. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Second thing is we're going to zoom in and let's start on the O. Okay. Now the nifty little tool that I found that really works is we're going to go over to our left hand edit panel and we're going to use the polygon. Who knew this thing was useful? Go ahead and click on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw points around this whole empty image. The important thing to remember is you want to keep your line on the blue, in this particular case on the blue or the outside of the vacant area. If you go into the area, which I'll show you in a bit, it's not going to work. So we have our polygon on, and the first thing that you want to do, it doesn't really matter where you start, but I like to start at the top. And you're just going to draw a series of lines. And again, it's not going to matter where your line is until you get right there. Keep coming down. Now, if you've got a real steady hand, unlike me, you could probably do it in one pass, but my hand is not very steady unless I do something like this, which is just quick. The reason I went over is to the right here is because it was catching too close and I thought it might be outside my line. So that's why I moved to the right. Now I set this so you could see what it just did. We know it's a complete image because it all turned red. So how do we make it part of our actual text? From this point, it's pretty cool. Just draw an edit box, and you want to make sure you grab both images because in actuality, the blue part is an image and the red part is an image. So we're making sure that we have an edit box around both of them. Right click and weld. Now if I did it right, my fingers are crossed, it's going to turn into what we want it to look like. Now, there is a problem with it, and you can see the problem right here where I got a little crazy with my line. Let's go over to the T, and it can be fixed. But I'm going to show you a real good one and a really, really bad one. So we're going to go back over to our polygon, click on it. This one should be relatively easy because it's a square. This will be interesting to see how this one turns out because I don't think it's going to go so well. Whoops. There we go. And hopefully this one is going to be our bad one. Now, although we have a complete image, it is not going to work because, well, it will work, you'll just have a big gap. See my gap area? So that's where you want to go in, use your undo, and just start over. That's why I always say it's okay to go into your first image, or in this case, the blue image, than to try and ride the line. I'm not that good. So let's see what happens. Now this particular image has 3 images within, the blue and both the reds. So you want to make sure your edit box is around all 3, which it is, 1, 2, and 3. Right click again, weld. And this side, not so good at all. This side actually has obviously issues as well. It just ever so slightly missed the weld. So you would want to go back and fix that. And then this one has serious issues as well. So really quick, that's how you fix a broken, what is this? Broken font. Like I said, that could be cleaned up or you could live with it, either or. But I'm sorry, before I sign off, let's look at our cut settings real quick. And going into it, you can still see that it's going to cut into the letter. Here, we're okay. So you would definitely want to go back and fix this, like I said. So I hope that helps you. If you have any problems or questions, feel free to leave comments below. And happy crafting!